When a loved one needs medical care, finding the right person that's going to go to their home, it can be difficult, even overwhelming. But A Promise to Care East can be your solution. They offer affordable, dependable, certified caregivers. So joining us today is Toniqua Walker, owner and director of operations for A Promise to Care East. I want you to tell us about your company.
We refer to ourselves as healthcare headquarters because we're a one-stop shop. So in our home care division, we are approved through the Ohio Department of Aging. We are currently contracting with CareSource, United Healthcare, Passport, and Buckeye Health Plan. We will send people out to do personal tasks for those clients that can no longer do those tasks for themselves. In our healthcare training division, we will certify them for CPR, STNA, first aid, home health aid. If there is a family member in the community taking care of a loved one, we will also bring them into our network to certify them and then ultimately employ them so that they can get paid to take care of that loved one.
And did I hear that right? Get paid.
Yes, ma'am.
For taking care of them, which a lot of people don't even realize that. It's wonderful what you do for the community. Someone who wants to hear more information, get more involved, what's the best way to do that?
They can reach us at our office line, 216-282-3099. And on our website at www.apromisetocareeastllc.com.
A Promise to Care East. Toniqua, thank you.
Thank you.
We about to get started. Yo, what's good? We back with another Top TV. This your main man, Hollywood Chuck. I'm here with CEO Toniqua Walker Levy, A Promise to Care East, RN, BSN, home healthcare training facility owner. And so she got a foundation. She got so many different entities that go into A Promise to Care East. So I'm glad she came on the show today to talk about everything she got going on. How you doing this evening?
All right. How everybody doing? Like you said, I'm Toniqua Walker Levy. I am the owner and director of operations at A Promise to Care East. We are a home care and health care training groups on the home care side of business. We operate through, we have an Ohio Department of Health license, and we are approved through Ohio Department of Aging for our Medicaid programs. We are serving, we're contracted with CareSource, United Health, Buckeye, and Passport. United Health is being phased out of the waiver program, and we are already contracted with Anthem as we prepare for them to phase into the waiver program. We also accept private or service private pay clients as well. Healthcare training, we are aligned with the American Heart Association for CPR. That covers CPR, AED, first aid, STNA, state tested nursing assistant. We are approved by the Ohio Department of Health to operate our STNA training. We are currently partnered with Ohio Means Jobs for income eligible participants if you are looking for funding to cover that cost. That program is all-inclusive. It is covering the cost of your course, your books, your one-time state exam.
How much is that course?
That course is $2,375. It is all covered under Ohio Means Jobs.
So Ohio Means Jobs cover it for you?
Ohio Means Jobs will cover it as long as they are income eligible. If they do want to pay out of pocket, we have a a la carte listing for those services. So with Ohio Means Jobs, they're covering everything. So the course, the books, the uniforms, the state exam, the CPR. We do immediate job placement. The course is operated as a hybrid style course. That means that we are in class 3 days a week for 3 weeks. You are only in person 4 of the 10-day stretch. You are in person in our new Warrensville classroom 2 of those days. And the other 2 in-person days are at our clinical site, which is at the Avenue of Lyndhurst in Lyndhurst, Ohio.
So you just recently relocated to a new location in Warrensville.
We did. So we have actually approached our 7-year in business. And as I bring that 7-year benchmark up, we are preparing for our ribbon cutting. And we are celebrating that as our 7th year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we relocated from Lake County to Cuyahoga County because we wanted to be in position to serve the community that serves us.
For sure.
We wanted to be in a thriving community. We wanted it to be on a bus line so that people who are relying on public transportation could also be accessible to it as well.
Clients and people that's in training.
Clients really don't have to come see us.
Okay, y'all come
we
in,
go
y'all
to them. So we go directly to their homes. Either myself or another nurse will visit them on that initial visit, and then we match them with a caregiver, and they enjoy a one-on-one caregiving experience.
Let me ask you this, Toniqua. Can you share a personal journey and what you experienced, what inspired you to enter the nursing field?
Ooh. So I am a 20-plus year veteran of the nursing industry. I started out as a nursing home involved in what we refer to as a care conference. And that just means that all of the department heads, so the director of therapy, the director of nursing, the director of dietary, whoever it may be that's involved in the care plan of that person, comes to a meeting with the client and or the family to discuss what the discharge plan is. This particular young man was in his 50s, and he was there because he was a workman's comp case. So prior to his accident, he was already a dialysis patient, which means they go and get their blood basically recycled for whatever the kidney condition is that got to that point 3 times a week. However, his accident involved something falling on his leg at work, and it crushed the bone. So he needed to be at the facility that I was the assistant director for rehab. And so during his stay, we was in this care conference, and insurance was wanting to cut the costs for his stay.
Yeah.
I found myself advocating for him because my perspective was it's not safe for him to go home alone. His home was made a traditional home, so upstairs, downstairs, separated by 17 stairs. Of course, bedroom, bathroom, upstairs. If he had restrictions on how much pressure he could put on that leg, how do we foresee him functioning safely at home alone?
Yeah.
And so the insurance company involved told me because of his age, they felt that he was young. It was a therapeutic measure for him to sit down and push up or down all 17 stairs when he needed to go up or down.
Right.
That was the day that I went home and I kind of just like Googled and YouTube how to start a home care agency in the state of Ohio, because I just felt like his situation wasn't individualized. It was more people that was falling beyond the red tapes of insurance guidelines.
So let me get this straight. So you was working with a patient. The insurance company basically was saying that he was too young to be on insurance, or
they just wasn't going to continue to pay for his stay at the rehab.
They wasn't going to cover his stay at the rehab. Mm-hmm. And so you took it upon yourself to continue to work outside of that. Mm-hmm. And that inspired you to start your own healthcare agency.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's big, because you could be like, I'm only here for the money. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't really care about what's going on with the next individual. But what you did was you had a heart.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes in nursing. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't got a heart, you know, and because you see online, you see a lot of people in the nursing field, they beating on patients, they got attitudes, they not really empathetic to individual situations. But you took it a step further. You helped somebody outside of the guidelines of the insurance company, and then you went a step further and started your own business.
I did.
You know, you got to pat yourself on the back for that. You know, I mean, it takes special people in the world to do things like that, because you don't have individuals. People are selfish. You know what I'm saying? They're not selfless. A lot of people are real selfish in this world, and so I commend you for that. You know, that's something that's very commendable, especially in our community, because we be more so for ourselves. You know, we be scratching and just be about us, you know, more than about everybody else. So yeah, that's what's up. What motivated your transition from state tested nursing assistant to becoming a registered nurse?
Yeah, that's funny that you asked that, because my family, I have a lot of nurses in my family. And as I worked as a nursing assistant, they all used to tell me that I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. I was okay. I was working doubles. I didn't have no kids. I got to live my life.
Because they still make a lot of money too.
Not then.
Oh, not then.
I've been in the game 20 plus years. So when I was a nursing assistant, the rates was $8, $9. And so the overtime rates was less than what the regular rates are now.
Yeah.
The economy has changed, but the tasks that's involved have not. The level of compassion that needs to be there has not. And so that's where it has to start. And I'm glad that we came to the level of compassion, because as I started my business, I did a lot of conferencing with like MBAC, or Minority Business Association, and different government resources that walked you through free conferencing. And so I still used to battle with myself. Do I go over here to make this $400 a day as a nurse, or do I go down here to this free conference, but I'm not making no money? I typically would land at a free conference because it was building my brand.
Right.
Just like when I started home care, I didn't get to help that young man, but what I have grew into helps more than just him. That's where it started. And so in going to those different conferences, one or has started a business, they find themselves chasing the money. But in reality, you have to be the solution to somebody's everyday problem.
Facts.
Once you are the solution to their everyday problem, you have to step out the box to make sure that you're mastering your craft. Because your craft has to have passion attached to it.
Right.
And once you do that, the money will follow you. And so that's what I did in home care. And
Jewels, people, jewels.
So, and then after you master the craft, you got to be able to position yourself to win. So it always is not going to be the outpour of money, and it's not going to happen overnight. And everything, it has been a journey, and everything has not always been a win.
Yeah.
I've took major losses in business. And when we talk about this 7-year stretch, you got to be able to understand where the 7 years started. Because when we started in 2018, think about it. We was pre-COVID. After we actually started to build the foundation, COVID hit.
How did you survive COVID? I mean, I could speculate and think, because you in the nursing field, that people needed you more than any time before, right?
They needed us, but we, at the end of the day, we're business.
Yeah.
And so, right before COVID happened, we got approved through the Ohio Department of Aging, and I just jumped off the porch and started accepting all of these people. Oh, we can help all of these people. I didn't even understand that Passport, there was a 60-day turnaround to when I get reimbursed. It's a reimbursement program. So that means I'm paying my staff out every week, but I got to wait 60 days to be reimbursed.
Right.
Not only that, in that era, the rate was about $16.83 payout to the agency, which left me as a business owner trending around $12, even through COVID. Meanwhile, McDonald's, Amazon, Target, what have you, was paying the escalated rates to get people to come out and work, where we were stuck at 12. So we didn't have people knocking down our doors to make $12 to be responsible for lives, because that's what we are.
Right.
So what I found myself
they supersize they pay.
Yeah. So that's what we had to compete with.
Yeah.
And so what I found myself doing in
that's
era
lopsided though.
Was discharging. So I went from like 45 patients to 8. But at the same time, I'm a nurse. Mm-hmm. So I was just getting them high rates, going out to work in the field with the level of compassion, running the checkup, but making sure my staff was paid. That's where it left me.
Yeah, so you were a nurse, so you was in the nursing field. You were still doing your patients on top of running your business and paying other individuals that work inside of the business.
Yes, sir. That's how I go.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a whole lot. That sounds like a big. So it's basically almost as if you were a hospital without the patients inside of the building.
Yeah. Only difference is hospital has a lot of funding. Mm-hmm. The funding is being pulled for different reasons.
Yeah.
And at the same time, in the hospital, the patients are at a different level of care. It's a higher acuity, so they need more hands-on licensed personnel than my home care company. And that's too, a lot of people are very confused about the differences in home care. So I get a lot of calls about a lot of different things in regards to who we can serve. Home care with ODA typically is managing people over 60 years of age or has a physical disability.
Right.
Compared to a lot of people refer to DSP or direct support professional. They're typically working off of DODD, which is Department of Developmental Disabilities, which is a whole nother ball game because, yes, the tasks are similar, but when your client changes, the regulation changes, and how you approach them should change, and how you handle yourself has to change. And so those are two different payer sources, which comes with two different rates to the business, which ultimately is an ecosystem, so the rates are different to the staff.
So you saying so let me get this straight. Different patients require different nursing strategies or different approaches. Different approach.
So if somebody is has a developmental disability, they always don't have the same communication line that you and I have.
Yeah.
So the standard to manage that set of patients is totally different than the standard to handle my grandmother.
Yeah.
So it's totally different.
Or like somebody just got an amputated leg.
Absolutely.
Versus somebody who got a disability, more of a mental disability.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's another branch to home care where we refer to it as home health care. And once you put that health in there, that means that they should be identified as a skilled home care agency. That means that they send a nurse out to do wound care. They send a nurse out to maybe hang an IV in a home. Maybe the patient has a tube feed. For our home care company, we are only personal care. We only handle the personal care and homemaking needs of our clients. Mm-hmm. That's it. If they need something more, they can use an additional provider because usually the skilled home care agencies do not have the nurse aid support that we have.
So, because I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to get a full understanding. So, you got agencies that you say personal care. So personal care is what, like feeding them, things like that, bathing
prepping their
them?
meals, bathing. They may need help getting dressed. They may have an issue where they can't transfer from that.
So you got to help them.
They may not know when they have to use the bathroom, so you have to change them.
Yeah.
So it's different things compared to if they had a wound. My staff is not allowed to do that. If they're a diabetic and they don't have the finger dexterity, which means that they can't control their hands safe enough to give them their shot or poke their finger for a blood sugar check, that's something that we don't handle. We don't break the skin for any reason.
So y'all don't do any type of piercing of the skin?
None.
Okay.
None. No wound care, no none of that. Because what happens is my staff is not licensed.
Mm-hmm.
We have home health aides that we send out. We have state tested nursing assistants. But all three of those levels of care, or all three of those caregivers, they don't have the skill set to legally do a wound. Because guess what? If that's your grandmother and she got a wound and my staff was doing the dressing and it becomes infected, who did it?
Your staff.
My staff. And we're not licensed to do it.
Right. Hey, we're going to be right back with Toniqua Levy. Make sure y'all stay tuned to this Top TV.
When a loved one needs medical care, finding the right person that's going to go to their home, it can be difficult, even overwhelming, but a Promise to Care East can be your solution. They offer affordable, dependable, certified caregivers. So joining us today is Toniqua Walker, owner and director of operations for A Promise to Care East. I want you to tell us about your company.
We refer to ourselves as healthcare headquarters because we're a one-stop shop. So in our home care division, we are approved through the Ohio Department of Aging. We are currently contracting with CareSource, United Healthcare, Passport, and Buckeye Health Plan. We will send people out to do personal tasks for those clients that can no longer do those tasks for themselves. In our healthcare training division, we will certify them for CPR, STNA, first aid, home health aid. If there is a family member in the community taking care of a loved one, we will also bring them into our network to certify them and then ultimately employ them so that they can get paid to take care of that loved one.
And did I hear that right? Get paid.
Yes, ma'am.
For taking care of them, which a lot of people don't even realize that. It's wonderful what you do for the community. Someone who wants to hear more information, get more involved, what's the best way to do that?
They can reach us.
Here, it's